Hi guys, this is Claudia. So today I'm going to share my idea about mindset. So as soon as you start becoming a competitor, your mindset totally changes from what you used to. So right now, most of us eating, even if we're dieting, we're eating for pleasure. We're trying to make everything a little bit more attractive. Your food is going to be you're going to be a little bit side eating, and as long as it's about calories, we don't care so much, as long as we keep losing weight. Now when you're entering that competition mindset, all of this actually changes. It's really interesting. So for one, you're not eating for pleasure anymore. Your thinking changes from this point to eating to fuel your muscle. So every time you sit down, your thinking process changes to, do I want to feed my body fat or do I want to feed my muscle? So that makes a big difference in what you're choosing for food. Also, it doesn't even cross your mind anymore that I'm a little bit emotional. Even like girls that are ovulating, they're using that excuse, well, I'm on my period, I deserve that steak and I deserve that chocolate. And all that will actually change. It's really interesting how that happens, and you don't even realize our body is a chemical factory. Everything produces some kind of chemicals. It doesn't matter what you're eating, it produces chemicals. So, I see a lot of the girls that are, doing flexible diet, and that works well if you're in your 20s, but when you're reaching your 40s and 50s, that does not work anymore, because now we're dealing with things like cellulite, and it's damaged tissue, and your body fat cells hold all of your toxins. So when you're eating that toxic food, doesn't matter what calories and what macros they are, they're going to reach that part of your body fat cells, and then they help you develop more cellulite. And it's really funny because in the past I had competitors that were training with me for a couple of times, and then they would move to another trainer who would put them on flexible dieting, and they realized that they cannot compete like that because they might get skinnier, but they don't get rid of their cellulite, because cellulite is really an eating disorder. So, you're eating too many glutens, you eat too much bread, you eat too much pasta, all these flour products, they're toxic for your body. I hate to tell you that. And, you're limiting your vegetable intake, and that's your detoxifier. So you need to increase your vegetables, especially your dark greens. In the beginning, you can have all colors, but of course, after a while, it'll be mostly dark greens. It'll be things like asparagus. That's a diuretic in your body, helps you shed some of that excess weight and that excess water that you don't need. So, if I put people on sweet potatoes and broccoli and they nag about it, these are your hormone regulators, okay? Going through such a deprived diet, you get very emotional. They show tortured animals on TV and you'll start crying. So a lot of these things happen. So just be prepared. You're going to be maybe a little bit moody. Not everybody does. But some people are a little bit, especially if they come from a really bad eating habit, they're a little bit more moody. And so don't divorce your husband, because it's just your hormone changes. And so you're producing, when you're doing this and you're lowering your body fat and you're gaining more muscle, what happens is your testosterone level comes up, because that helps you actually in reverse to add more muscle to your body, and your body fat lowers, and you're producing less estrogen. So the female brain works with estrogen. So don't be surprised when you get a little bit more emotional, a little bit more moody, and it's okay. Don't think you have to take estrogen, because then you just stay stagnant. You're not losing your body fat anymore, because estrogen attracts body fat. When you're entering this, make sure that you know that your whole mindset has to change, okay? You cannot go out to happy hour anymore, and you can't have your best friend choose the food that you should be eating anymore. It's has to be your choice. And in the beginning, you can still go out. You just have to make better choices. Eat that salad with the salad dressing on the side. Maybe you can order some oil and vinegar. Yeah, you have to lower your sodium intake a little bit, because that helps shed this extra water weight off your body. And you're going to have to, drink more water and not drink wine. So I'm just saying that because I'm a wine lover. So what you can do is you can have one treat. It's not a cheat meal. Do not do a cheat meal. It's a treat once a week. It can be a piece of cake, can be a glass of wine. That's it. Okay, if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to watch what you're doing, and you cannot maintain your same lifestyle and expect different results. So everything has to change. Your mindset has to change first before you enter in. So after we are changing our mindset, realizing the body is a chemical factory, what we're doing next is, so we'll have to work a little bit harder in the gym. I like to do a lot of drop sets. I do dynamic sets. I do pyramids. And it's all just to injure your muscle a little bit more and get faster results. So make sure that you're working hard enough in the gym. And of course, you have to do your cardio. There's no way around it. You have to have all aspects of fitness in this. So cardio is one of them. There's a small percentage of women that don't have to do cardio, and they're already super lean to start out with, and they have a little bit more muscle, and they get away with it. But if you're a little bit on the chunking side, like me, you have to do your cardio. So having said all that, I'm starting at a pretty high weight. I'm pretty tall, but still I'm heavy. I have a lot of muscle too, but still. I need to lose about 30 pounds by June 26, probably 35 when I'm calculating my depletion phase, where I'm shedding all my water weight in the end. And I have to lower my body fat dramatically, 10% plus. And to do that, I do this in segments. I don't go all in right away. Right now, most important part for me is my weightlifting. I have to go a little bit heavier. I'm trying to work my body about twice a week. I have my set schedule. I'm a scheduled person. I'm super, super, super boring that way, but it works. And one of the hardest parts for me right now is because I'm back on wearing a mask while I'm working. And just because I'm trying to protect myself. I have my clients coming in every day having a cold, having the flu, having COVID, and then later they tell me that, oh yeah, I got tested positive, and so far I'm pretty lucky. All I got is a bad cold. I tested negative, so I'm all good. But I don't want that, so I'm wearing a mask again during work, and that makes it extra hard for me to get my water in. But that's okay because I'm not getting sick. I don't get sick pay. I have to pay somebody to work for me when I'm not working. And do masks work? I don't want to be political. I don't know. I don't know if they do. I don't believe they protect you that much, because my nurses get COVID and they're wearing a mask all day long. But it gives me a feeling of more of security. It gives me the feeling of, I'm on the safe side. I have a pretty good immune system. You get bombarded 20 times a day with somebody comes in with the flu or something, and then eventually you get it too. But so sporadically somebody gets it. I don't really catch it, so I'm pretty lucky about that. So I'm back wearing a mask. So water intake is really important for me. I have to make sure I get my water in. So that's my first fault. Then I have to be very strict in how I cycle my food intake. So I'm starting with, because I've done this so many times in the past, my body doesn't react to different kind of eating anymore. So I'm starting super clean. This month I'm gonna maintain my intermittent fasting just because I like it. And but I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio in the morning right now. So that's, I come into the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up usually at 3:30 in the morning. I know I'm a morning person. So I do 30 minutes of easy cardio in the morning right before my first group. And then in the afternoon, I come back between 1 and 2 o'clock and I do my weightlifting exercises and do another 30 to 40 minutes of cardio. So that's how I'm starting. Eventually, I have to up these numbers, but that's it right now. And my food intake will be about around 1,500 calories. I'm going to do 5 to 6 days of really low carbs, probably 70 grams or less, not completely keto, not 50 or 30 grams. So 70 grams or less. And then I'm carb loading a little bit on Saturday or Sunday. Eat a little bit more carbohydrates. In the beginning, I let myself have a bagel here and there, but later it'll be mostly oatmeal, you know, potatoes, rice, everything that's very close to natural. So that's my starting point. So I'm planning on cooking my food tomorrow, pre-cooking my food. I always food prep. I don't want to have to think about food. I just want to sit down and eat. I am becoming a robot in that way. And I don't care if my fish, I have to eat my fish cold or I have to eat my egg whites cold. I don't care. Because at that point, I'm just fueling my muscle. I'm not fueling my body fat anymore. I have to reinstall my calorie counter every time I eat something. So, and that's the only way you can succeed. You have to be a little bit OCD about it. So anyway, I hope you like this video. See if you can give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to prepare my food tomorrow. I'm going to film a little bit on how I do that. And I'll see you then. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.